It takes conscious actions and discipline to dive into your mind and rewire the deficiencies in our minds. It takes a humble mind. These deficiencies come from the generational mistakes of mankind. This internal clearing of false dogma and ways of life that do not suit our natural human essence. We are energetic beings, and this generational trauma is stored in our DNA. Our DNA is the blueprint. They're instructions by divine design. For generations upon generations, the human form has walked through ages, manipulated by men who understood the forces of power fully. The winners in history wrote the history books which lacked the views of the others lost in history, or written into mythology as if it were only a dream. The truth lies in our DNA. We are electromagnetic beings. Our DNA is now being proved by science as data storage. Most people can only comprehend a fraction of the divine power. We have essences that need to be balanced in our bodies. We can only access them by feeling. Many people in today's society have forgotten how to feel. It forces you to pause and ask yourself, how am I feeling? Emotional feelings like intuition and empathy got turned into a sixth sense, which got mystified and labeled as witchcraft or paganism. Labels have become roadblocks to true force. These people seeking balance, we begin to ask, what is it I need? Who am I? Where do I come from? What is my relationship with my direct environment? Am I doing what's best for me? Am I happy? What makes me happy? What are my passions? It's zooming in and zooming out to understand your micro world compared to your macro world. You take a detailed look at things that trigger you. You seek within yourself all your pain and understand the perspectives of others. You get to a level where you're so humbled by the beauty of existence, onwards the magic feeling of letting go of the pain you hold, like truly letting it go. You begin to alchemize the trauma of your system. It goes out of your system. You start transmuting the outside energies. You are in a constant state of evolution. We proceed each at our own willful pace. The ego is want, and the spirit is need. You must look at your actions and learn how the material world feeds the ego. People tend to want more and more and more. You never find happiness. They typically find misery because things do not bring anything of value to the spirit. We have built a world led by ego, but the spirit within is the wisdom of what we need. What truly makes our hearts sing is to love, to feel connected and have compassion for this whole we call the universe. There are many stages, and you must hold space for yourself with patience. This, for most people, is a lifelong process, and it's painful to face the darkness within one's own mind. Eventually, you understand duality to its core. You see the good, the bad, the neutral. You, from above duality, have discovered there are more perspectives than just one or two. Each individual is a perspective and unique. You understand everyone is on the path, but in different parts. You feel the oneness with all of creation because you're a piece of it. You are a part of the all that makes up the universe. You understand that time is only a perspective. Your past is for healing down your ancestral line. Your present moment lays the groundwork for the future. So forgive the past mistakes of humanity and let go of the hurt and sense of lack. We set the tone for ourselves by our conscious actions, and through those conscious actions, we evolve. We become what Jesus, Buddha, all the Hindu gods and friends wanted. You read all the knowledge you can, and you start to see the sameness. That sameness, the energy behind the stories, you understand you have an internal measure of balance, and it's held within your heart by being centered. We do not allow labels to divide or define us. Our scale, our heart, and how we consciously use it is how we are measured. The higher your awareness is, the more you become a compassionate viewer and understand perception in a much broader view. You're being to understand the polarized ways of humanity, like an ascended master would. You understand you are like a magnet, and you can attract or repel by your actions. You understand you are a co-creator with the reality you are perceiving. You learn just to be. You feel the freedom of slowing down outside the dogmatic rat race. Your senses become alive. Every action you take is an opportunity for you to feel sensations. The way you feel is a direct result of your mindset. You understand by working with other self-aware humans the power you have collectively to sculpt new realities and push the human race forward into its natural evolution into the future. The more people get in touch with their higher consciousness, it allows the forces of natural law to rule. Humanity needs to reinvent themselves to go into the future, or this cycle will continue until we get it right. The design is truly divine once you understand the natural path of balance. I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk, but if we want a decent future, it takes effort. For our children's sake, we must identify the forces and use them to our advantage as a whole. We must identify what is natural to our own being and what is not, and be honest with our choices. We wax and wane as we grow. Each step, a breath of progress. Each mistake we make, we learn to become better. Like all organic matter, we are perfectly imperfect. That imperfection you should embrace, because the reaction to that imperfection is what makes you your own unique, quirky being.